Good morning, everyone. My name's Joe Buskens. We are out here on our custom-built 29-foot center console with a family day. Got my son Logan, got my brother Marky Mark, and we are out here on the Gulf of Mexico. Beautiful early AM start, about 20 after 6. Sun's just rising. Fishing around some oil rigs today. Doing a little trolling, looking for king mackerel. It's also a Friday, so that means we can catch and keep some red snapper. So it's gonna be fun and exciting. I know you folks have been requesting some fishing content, so here it is. And we've got a full arsenal on board the 29 today. We got a little bit of everything, so y'all hang tight. It's gonna be a good one. Man, it is a beautiful morning. We're about 30 minutes into the trip, no fish yet. We're marking a little bit of bait. Got a 4-rod spread, just trolling over the stern. One of my go-to favorites, just a Rapala X-Wrap. We're gonna make some passes here, see what we can do. There's a little bit of bait. Got a little bait. We just need a bite, but you can't help but love being out here. I mean, that's one, said it before, but seeing the Gulf Coast sunrise, it's always different. It's always beautiful. Just gotta love it. Yep, still marking some bait. That would all be bait right there. You got the bottom for you folks, and we're looking for some bigger. A lot of times you'll see like a, almost looks like a boomerang. Of course, you folks that fish a lot would know what a big fish looks like, but we got a lot of folks come out here on charters with us that have never done this style of fishing, not used to looking at these machines, don't know what they're looking at. I'm confident we're gonna find them though. In the meantime, we're just gonna enjoy this beautiful morning. Look at all that bait, man. That is what we are looking for. We're out here, we got a big fish on. All right, we'll take it. That's on our downrigger. We needed an icebreaker this morning. We just put a bait down deep. It's not anything real big. Running the big Shimano. That's a big 2-speed lever drag. We're running a bit of a planer. If you guys have never seen a planer, it's kind of a unique little apparatus there. It helps bring your bait down nice and deep. All right. Ooh, watch out for the motors, man. Oh, he's zippy. He's zippy. I don't know what we're dealing with. What is that? Is that a little bitty king? Bitty king. Walk forward a little bit there, Logan. Little more. What we like to do, folks, when we're fishing these downriggers and we got a fish on, you got a very long leader there and you got to kind of walk forward a little bit. That looks like a small king. I'm gonna try to release that guy. He's gonna be sublegal. My brother Mark's gonna be the cameraman for us. I'm gonna see if I can't de-hook that dude. Let's see, what tools do I want? We got all kind of different de-hookers to work with. Gotta be careful with them though. They will hurt you. But we want to try to release him alive if we can. You come over here, Mark. A lot of times, Logan, tighten up on the leader just a little bit. If I can get him under control with the boga grip, you have to be so careful, folks, with these guys. Razor sharp teeth, but if you can avoid putting them on deck, that's a little king mackerel. We'll let him go quick and fast because they're super delicate. If you try to put them on deck, they usually won't live. They won't make it. I'm going to show y'all in a little bit the difference. How I knew that was a king. They have gray on their dorsal fin, and a big Spanish mackerel is going to have black. So that's a real easy way to distinguish. We're going to drop that planer rig back, see if we can get another one. At least we got a fish in the boat. Fish on. Woo! All right, Mark, neutral. Slow down, Mark. Dead idle. All right, dead idle, Mark.
Big one.
Dead idle. It's a big one.
Be good.
Take it in neutral. Here, hold the.
We need someone to get
That's a good fish. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna clear lines there, folks. That's a big fish. Mark, go to neutral, please. That's a good fish. Logan's gonna walk that planer forward. Go back to forward there, Mark. Idling forward. There you go. Logan is on. So what we are doing, folks, is just clearing all these rigs out of the way so Logan can focus on fighting that fish. All right. Eyes on the angler. There we go. All right, Mark, go to neutral, please. That's a good fish. Maybe the one we're looking for. There we go. Now there's a system to bring in these baits in. Usually we troll one way down the middle, way back, and then one kind of medium long, and then two shorter ones. And you got to clear all the short ones. If you got one way back, you got to clear all the short ones so we can bring the fish way back to boat.
This one's got some distance out.
There you go. That fish is way back there. Good job, Logan. Steady Eddie, man. Make a little room in the box. Believe this is going to be a gaff-worthy fish. Always want to watch out for your gaff, man. We're going to work as a team. Whoever's reeling in the fish wants to be mindful of where the fish is. Went down and visited our friends down at J&M Tackle. Is that a nice king? All right, Mark, go to forward, please. Yep, just idle ahead. That looks like a good king right there. That's a good fish. That's a good fish right there, man. Woo! Yeah!
Good job.
You like that gap shot?
Yes.
Woo! That's the one we're looking for. Holy moly! Yes, yes. I tell you what, honestly, that one fish will make your day. Hey, man, good job, bro. Very nice, very nice. That is the one we're looking for, folks. So, these can be dangerous though. When we're dealing with one of these guys, they've got lots of teeth, lots of hooks. We're gonna let this thing settle down. Gonna show him off to you folks. Boom, there he is. Nice job, Logan, man.
Thank you.
Big old king mackerel. That's probably gonna go about 15 pounds or so. That is a perfect eating size. And we're gonna go ahead and put him back in the box. We took real good care of that fish. These boxes are surprisingly big. The well kind of goes up underneath there, so you know that's a good sized fish. I mean, that's probably a better than 40 inches, and still can fit him in the box comfortably. And we do have a little chop out here. I know a lot of folks wondering how the 29 handles and does. It's a little breezy today. You guys can tell it's not slick, glass calm, and we're several miles offshore, but we are doing just fine. So pretty happy to get that one big king. I'm sure we'll get some more. Gonna move on over to the next rig, give her a try. Y'all hang tight. Along 23 miles an hour at 3,100. These little motors can do this all day long. It's a little choppy out here, but that's one nice thing about this boat. It stays on plane at a fairly low speed. You don't have to run terribly hard. Got a few clouds we're watching today. Down here on the northern Gulf, you can get some pretty nasty thunderstorms. Want to keep an eye on them. You get it?
Oh my God.
Throw, Logan. Throw, Logan. There's fish. Mark just flew off his head.
I caught it.
And he threw the lure out there and caught it. Did y'all see that?
That's hell.
Oh
lucky.
my God.
Logan.
Oh my
luck.
goodness. His hat blew off his head and Mark flicked the X-Wrap back there and got it. I don't know what we're seeing up here, y'all. I saw a big tail. It might, you think it's a shark? I think it might be some sharks. That was hilarious. That's the catch of the day so far, Mark.
Barely. I mean, I didn't throw it past it. It landed right on top.
Good job. All right, crew, got a fish on. Logan's bent, nice and easy. That's a pretty good fish. Right up close. Mark's winding in the downrigger. All right, Mark, go ahead and walk that one up to the bow there, my man, if you don't mind. That's kind of how we do, folks. Fast and easy, just walk that downrigger rod up. Logan's got a decent fish. Now we're able to leave these two long baits out. I don't know, he's not acting like a king. Just any way you can, Mark. Come on, bro. All right, he's acting odd. Here you go, Logan. I'm gonna, there you go. All right. Whew. Acting like you might be foul hooked. Might be a foul hooked fish, it's hard to tell. Kind of fair wind. Mark, can you go to neutral, please? There we go. This fish is acting like it might be foul hooked. That is basically when the fish is hooked in its side. Sometimes it'll just drag to the boat and act kind of weird. Not really acting like a king that's hooked normal. Y'all notice Logan, he's reeling down and lifting. Come on over here, Mark. Show his technique there, man.
Always keep the rod down. Oh, what is it?
Yeah, what is it? It's a foul. Is it a bobo or a king? Is it a big Spanish or a small king? So you can see it getting drug in there. It is in fact a foul hook fish. I believe that's going to be a small king. All right. So we are going to do a release on that fish. We're not going to keep him. We're going to try to get him boat side nice and easy. Now this is sometimes when a big shark or something will come up and take one, or a barracuda, so you got to be careful. Now that's a big Spanish. That is a big Spanish.
Mark, can you open the box?
Yeah. Open the box there, Marky Mark. That is a big Spanish mackerel, y'all. Look at that thing, man. But he's kind of foul hooked. That's why it was pulling so weird. But he's got yellow spots on him, and I'm going to show in a minute the difference, how I can identify those guys. All right, we just going straight to the box. That's a keeper. That's an eater, another species, but that's a really, really nice one. We thought it was just a small king, but we will take it. All right, folks, it's turned a little gnarly. We got a big old thunderhead back there behind us. And rumbling some thunder, but we're doing just fine, me and Mark. We got a side C. It's white cappy. Making about 21 miles an hour at 3,000, just kind of chugging along, keeping the bow up. We heard some rumbles of thunder. The boat will take this, but I don't like the lightning too much. That's not something we play around with, so we're gonna jog on in a couple miles closer, give that thunderstorm a little room there behind us. All right, so Logan is on, using a slow pitch setup.
A little baby trigger.
And we got a trigger fish. All right, let's go ahead and bring him to the boat, man. We'll handle this guy with care. Beautiful little trigger hit. Slow pitch jig. That's pretty cool, man. There you go. Pliers for the man. These guys will bite you. That fin right there is why they call it a trigger fish. He's got some squirrel-like teeth. Never, ever, ever put your finger in there. All right, Logan. He gone. Trying for some red snapper, but we got that weather just holding offshore, and that trigger would have been a little too small anyway, but they are delicious if you ever see it on the menu. Hard to beat a trigger fish. All right, Marky Mark, what you got, man?
Trigger, man. That might be my first one ever.
No, you caught a trigger fish before. You want to show him off? That's a little trigger. They're cool. He had a Nomad Squid Trex. That's one of our favorite lures. If you've never tried one, the Nomad Squid Trex is a pretty dang good lure, but that one's gonna be too small. Let's see if I help my bro. Usually we try to just let these guys go as quick and easy as we can. Come on. There he goes. You got it. Still looking for a snapper. We haven't seen one of any keeping size. We got some dolphins around the boat, so we might have to move. The dolphins are cute to look at, but when you're fishing, a lot of times they're not good on a snapper spot. So, but we're marking a lot of bait, but not really many big fish on this spot.
Good fish. Good fish.
All right, Logan's on. Slow pitch set up. We're open for a legal red snapper. Come on, man.
I think it's a foul.
Oh, it's a big old trigger.
And he was foul.
It's a bigger trigger.
Man, he was
walking back. Walking back. Man, he's pretty though. He was pulling hard, man. Can you believe he hit that jig? Logan was excited, man. Holy smokes. We're still looking for that keeper snapper. They've been worked over pretty hard, apparently. Folks, we're kind of hopping around. Weather's calmed down. Looking a lot prettier out here, but still having fun. That's one of Logan's favorite fish. Crazy choppers on that thing. All right, dude. He gone. All right, y'all, check out. We came up all the way up to the beach. The weather's totally changed. Gotten just glassy slick out here, and just got a little mangrove snapper on a cool little lure. I've got some little tiny shrimp imitations. Beautiful little fish. You gotta fish with circle hooks if you're targeting snapper. They can be tricky to catch, but man, he hit that little bitty shrimp imitation. That's a marker 54. Little tiny, almost like a seed shrimp. Neat looking little fella. But I think we're probably about ready to call it a day. It is getting hot out here. We got the one big king, we got the one big nice Spanish. I'm gonna take them to the house. We're gonna clean them up. I wanna show you guys how I like to prepare them. If y'all have enjoyed the episode, be sure to give us a like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And there will always be more boat building and boat repair content coming y'all's way. So we'll see you guys back at the cleaning table. Woo! Check it out, folks. That's that beautiful king that my son Logan caught this morning. We put him on the Boga grips. We were guessing, me and Logan guessed 14, 15 pounds. I actually went 18 pounds. So that's a nice thick fish. It's gonna yield some really nice fillets. And we ended up with a nice Spanish mackerel as well. You'll see the Spanish kind of has these prevalent yellow dots. But to me, one of the best ways to identify is the Spanish has a very prominent black dorsal. I hope you folks can see that. Whereas the kings, it's kind of just a gray in color. It's going to be kind of smaller and gray. Sometimes it's easy to confuse a juvenile king, which we caught a juvenile king this morning, and there are size limits on those. They have to be 24 inches at least to the fork. So this one is well over, I think we measured this fish, he was right at 44 inches long. So that's a good fish. So there's several different ways to deal with a king. Big fish like this, it's nice to have a big cutting board, and we're just back at our family at the boat shop, and you can see we got the 29 in the background there. And I went ahead and gutted this fish, and we rinsed it out real good. We bled this fish when we caught it, and we put it on ice, so we took really good care of it. I usually like to lift that pectoral fin and get a nice angular cut. There's usually some meat right up here around the head, and then I'm going to plunge that blade and just follow the dorsal fin right back to the tail section. Try to get maximum yield on this fish. Now, some people are under the impression they don't like king mackerel, but if it's eaten fresh and prepared properly, in my opinion, it is very good. So we made that one primary cut right there down to the backbone. I'm going to run this blade here and just go over that backbone and try to get as much meat as possible. They kind of have a heavy backbone. And I'm going to go up and over most of the rib bones. You can see where my gaff shot was there. We were right there at the front of the fish, right there behind the gills is kind of where I like to try to hit them if I can. How about that, folks? Wow. That is a slab of meat. Look how pretty. Now it's got a little color to it. It doesn't appear just super, super white, but that is some good eating. Now, typically what we like to do, I'm gonna slide this king over here. A lot of times what I will do is we will cut this thing off in nice steaks, big serving size portions, like for our family about the size of my hand is a good place to start, something like that. Now you will notice, just like when we're working in the boat shop, we're wearing some good PPE. These gloves are a cut resistant glove. Now they're not stab resistant, so don't do that, but they will definitely keep the nicks and cuts. New word, nicks. Nicks and cuts down when you're cleaning fish. Now, there are a couple options I want to show you. Now, if you're cooking this at home, if you got a little Weber grill, I like to put a couple layers of foil. We'll do the skin side down, and I just leave the skin on there, almost like if it was a piece of salmon, for example. But there are a few pin bones right down the middle that you got to watch out for. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Forgot to turn my cell phone off. I usually do really, really good when we're videoing, but sorry about that. So what you can do is, if you want a boneless, skinless portion, you can take your fillet knife and go down just outside of the pin bones down the middle and above the skin. Now I left a little bit of skin, a little bit of meat on there, but what you're getting is an ultra premium nugget. Matter of fact, what some people will do is even trim it a little further. Now you can still cook that little piece there, but what a lot of folks will do is take this and about the width, let's say the width of a piece of bacon, almost looks like a scallop, if you will. That's a beautiful little nugget of king mackerel, and you can wrap that with a piece of bacon and run a skewer through it and cook it on the grill. And I love like a Greek type seasoning, is amazing. So we've got that. Now I'm gonna come back to this in a bit, but I wanna show you folks how we would do a Spanish mackerel as well. A Spanish mackerel is quite easy. Smaller version of a king, probably one of the easiest fish to clean if you've never cleaned fish. Always want to keep your fillet board clean as well. But again, a good sharp knife, an angled cut right behind the head, and you can just simply turn the blade just like so. Beautiful little piece of fish. Now there's some rib bones there. I'm going to make an angular cut. We're going to cut some of those rib bones out, and I'll discard that. And you can break this down. Now again, I gaffed this fish and we got a little blemish there. You could always make a little angular cut and trim some of that off. And then I usually like to break it down in nice serving size portions. This fish, honestly, a lot of restaurants, if you went to these days, that would be a serving size. So I don't know that we're gonna do a catch, clean, and cook. I've got some catch, clean, and cook episodes here on the channel. And in our previous boat, you might be interested in going back and checking that out as well. Or if you're just finding us through the fishing and you wanna see how we built our big 29-foot center console charter boat there in the background, feel free to check out the content on the channel. So I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. If you did, again, the likes, the shares, the comments, all that really, really helps the channel grow. It's Captain Joe here with Island Marine Charters, Fish Bump TV here on YouTube, and my awesome cameraman working hard behind the scenes. We'll catch you folks next time out.